Welcome back to the channel Coins Master, where treasures hide in plain sight. If you've ever emptied your pocket change without a second thought, stop. Because today, we are diving deep into one of the most underrated and mysteriously valuable coins in U.S. history, the 1981 D. Roosevelt dime, also famously known as the Liberty I dime, bearing the inscription, "In God We Trust." Yes, you heard that right. This small, shiny coin that you might casually toss into a vending machine could be worth up to $787,000 in the collector's market today. That's almost $750,000 hiding in the palm of your hand. So get ready, sit tight, and grab your change jar, because this is a coin you'll want to start hunting for immediately. Fire Segment 1. The Origins. A coin with a story. The Roosevelt dime series began in 1946. Following the death of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who had become a beloved figure during the Great Depression and World War II. The dime was chosen to honor him not only for his leadership but also because of his strong association with the March of Dimes, a campaign to combat polio, a disease he personally battled. The 1981 D. Roosevelt dime, minted in Denver, might seem like just another member of the Roosevelt family. But here's where the story gets interesting. While millions were struck, only a handful have surfaced with the kind of die variations, minting errors, and pristine conditions that set their value sky high. And those select coins are now commanding staggering prices in the collectibles market. Scroll Segment 2. Design and Symbolism. Let's take a closer look at the design of this powerful little piece of American history. On the obverse, we have a bold left-facing portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt, with the word Liberty prominently etched beside him, symbolizing the core value of the nation. Below that, the motto, "In God We Trust," is inscribed, a phrase that links our currency to the nation's spiritual roots. Beneath Roosevelt's neck, you'll see the year 1981, and a tiny but important letter, D, which marks the Denver Mint. On the reverse, the coin features a torch flanked by an olive branch and an oak branch, symbols of peace, strength, and freedom. The words, "United States of America," curve around the top, and of course, we see the denomination, one dime. A simple design? Maybe. But that's what makes the rare ones stand out even more. Gemstones Segment 3. Why is the 1981 D dime so valuable? Now, let's get to the burning question. Why is this coin potentially worth $787,000? It all comes down to a few critical factors. Rare errors. Some 1981 D. Roosevelt dimes were struck with off-center designs, doubled dies, or even misaligned planchets. These are considered rare minting anomalies and can drastically boost a coin's value. High-grade condition. Most coins enter circulation and get scratched, worn, or damaged. However, a tiny number of 1981 D dimes have been discovered in mint state grades, MS67, MS68, or even MS69. These nearly perfect coins are exceedingly rare. Full bands designation FB. If you inspect the torch on the reverse side, coins that clearly show full horizontal bands are highly sought after. Full bands examples from this year and mint are almost impossible to find in pristine condition. Low population reports. According to PCGS and NGC, the leading coin grading agencies, there are incredibly few known high-grade examples with these desirable traits. Low population equals high demand. Collector frenzy and auction records. As coin collecting gains massive traction online and among investors, certain coins, like this one, become the target of fierce bidding wars. One extraordinary example was reportedly valued at $787,000, causing shockwaves in the numismatic community. Brain Segment 4. Historical mint data and Mysteries. The Denver Mint produced over 676 million Roosevelt dimes in 1981. But how many of those survive today in gem condition with flawless features and hidden errors? Very, very few. Some numismatists speculate that a special batch of dimes was accidentally struck using a combination of proof dies and planchets intended for collector's sets. These rogue coins somehow enter general circulation, making them a hidden jackpot for unsuspecting Americans. There are also rumors of a few off-metal errors, 1981D dimes struck on planchets intended for foreign coinage or pennies. If verified, such anomalies can fetch astronomical prices at auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers. Moneybag Segment 5, Real-World Sales and VLUATIONS. Let's break down the real money.ams 67FB 1981D Roosevelt dime can sell for anywhere between $2,000 to $6,000.ams 68 graded example with full bands and no visible blemishes. Easily $10,000 to $25,000 depending on timing and demand. But the unicorn, a MS-69 era coin with full bands, mirrored surfaces, and documented rarity, could realistically sell for over $787,000 based on prior market patterns and private sales. That's why coin collectors and dealers are on the hunt. That's why people are flipping through their change jars. And that's why you need to check your dimes. Magnifying glass tilted left segment 6. How to identify a valuable 1981D dime. If you're wondering how to identify a jackpot coin, here's what to look for. Use a 10x jeweler's loupe to check for full horizontal bands on the reverse torch. Look for any signs of doubling on the inscriptions like Liberty or In God We Trust. Check for off-center strikes, repunched mint marks, or planchet irregularities. The coin should have strong luster, sharp details, and minimal contact marks. If it looks flawless, don't clean it. Instead, send it to a reputable grading company like PCGS or NGC. Party Popper Segment 7, Closing. This coin could change your life. This is more than just a dime. It's a piece of American history. It's a hidden artifact from a time when coins still had stories to tell. And it might just be worth $787,000. So check your change. Look through your piggy banks. Ask your grandparents if they've got a coin jar in the attic. You might already be holding one of the rarest and most valuable Roosevelt dimes ever made. Remember, great fortunes are often built on small things. And sometimes, the tiniest coin can bring the biggest return. If you learned something new today, or you're going hunting for your own 1981D Roosevelt dime, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another hidden treasure. The most thrilling deep dive on YouTube Live. You are about to enter the incredible world of American coins, and today's feature is none other than the spectacular, mysterious, and unbelievably valuable 1974D Liberty 1 dime, inscribed with the iconic words, "In God We Trust." Stay with me, because what might look like just another small silver-colored coin in your pocket could actually be worth a staggering $467,870. Yes, you heard that right, over $467,000. This is not just a coin. This is a piece of American history. A circulating treasure. And if you're lucky enough to own one of the rarest known versions, you might just be sitting on a fortune. So don't click away. Because in this live video, we're going to take you on a historical roller coaster through the origins of the 1974D Liberty dime, the hidden secrets behind its minting, the special details to look for, and how this tiny coin is creating massive waves in the coin collector's market. Section 1. The origins of the Liberty dime. Let's rewind the clock to understand where it all began. The dime, a 10-cent coin, has been an essential part of American currency since 1796. It was originally created under the Coinage Act of 1792, which laid the foundation for the U.S. Mint and standardized the nation's coin system. But the Roosevelt dime, the version we're all familiar with today, came into circulation in 1946, just months after President Franklin D. Roosevelt's death. It was created as a tribute to Roosevelt's fight against polio and his leadership during some of America's darkest times, the Great Depression and World War II. His face was immortalized on the obverse, front, of the coin, and the reverse proudly features the torch of liberty, an olive branch for peace, and an oak branch for strength. Fast forward to 1974. America was in the throes of cultural shifts, political upheaval, and economic change. Nixon had just resigned from office. Gas prices were rising. And amidst all that, a small coin was being struck at the Denver Mint, a coin that would eventually become one of the most talked about dimes in numismatic history, the 1974 D Liberty 1 dime. Section 2, the Denver Mint, and the 1974 STRIKING, the Denver Mint, identified by the D Mint mark on the coin, is one of the most productive coin-producing facilities in the United States. In 1974, millions of dimes were struck there, but not all were created equal. While most 1974 D dimes look standard, a few stand out. These rare examples have errors, varieties, or special minting quirks that elevate their value exponentially. Some of these special dimes include double die obverse DDO. This is when the coin's front, including Roosevelt's face or the text, "In God We Trust," appears slightly double due to a minting mishap. Off-center strikes, where the coin was not properly aligned during the minting process, leading to partially blank coins or distorted features. Full bands on the torch. This is a high grade detail where the horizontal bands across the torch on the reverse are fully struck and clearly visible, a sign of superb quality and high collectible grade. But now, let's get to the core of this video. Why one of these 1974 D dimes is worth nearly $500,000. Section 3. Why this coin is worth $467,870. This coin is making headlines across coin collecting circles. Why? Because one specific 1974 D Roosevelt dime in pristine mint condition, certified by a top-tier grading agency like PCGS or NGC, sold at auction for an earth-shattering $467,870. Why such a massive price tag? Let's break it down. Point 1. Rarity. Only a handful of dimes from this year and mint have survived in this condition. Most circulated coins are worn, scratched, or damaged. But this particular example was preserved for decades in flawless, untouched condition. Point 2. Condition, mint state 68 or higher, coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70. Anything above 65 is already highly sought after. This dime was graded MS 68+, an almost perfect score, ultra rare for a coin that actually went into circulation. Point 3. Strike quality. The coin featured a full torch band with razor-sharp details, making it a dream piece for collectors chasing perfection. Point 4. Historical significance. 1974 is an iconic year in U.S. history. With political scandals, economic change, and social transformation, coins from this era carry powerful symbolism. Combine all those factors, and suddenly, this dime becomes more than a coin, it becomes a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Section 4. The coin market, then and NOW. Now let's talk coin values. Back in 1974, this coin was worth 10 cents. That's it. A single dime. Today, thanks to rarity, condition, and collector demand, its value can rise from $5 to over $467,870 depending on its condition and variety. Let's break it down. Circulated 1974 D Roosevelt dimes, typically worth between 10 cents and $1.50. Uncirculated condition. Mint state 60 to 65, value jumps to around $10, $50. High grade MS 66, MS 67. These can bring in $100 to $600 or more. Rare error varieties, double die, off center, depending on the error, prices can go from $500 to $5,000. Top tier MS 68 plus with full torch bands. These can go from $20,000 to over $467,000 at major auctions. That's the beauty of coin collecting. A seemingly ordinary coin in your change jar could be the next six-figure payday. Section 5. How to spot a valuable 1974 D dime. Now, listen closely. Here's how you can check your dimes at home. Point 1. Look for the D mint mark, located on the obverse, just above the date. If it has a D, you're on the right track. Point 2. Examine. In God We Trust. Use a magnifier. If you notice doubling, you might have a double die. Point 3. Inspect the torch, flip the coin. Check the torch's horizontal bands. If you see full, distinct lines, you might have the rare, full bands. Strike. Point 4. Condition. The cleaner, shinier, and more flawless the coin, the better. No scratches, no wear, and no fingerprints. Point 5. Weight. A standard dime weighs 2.27 grams. If it's significantly off, it could be a minting error, and that means Section 6, Auctions, Sales, and Global Collector HYP. Did you know, just last year, at a heritage auction event, a nearly perfect 1974 Roosevelt dime sparked a bidding war between collectors from the US, Europe, and even Japan. The final price? $467,870. Why such hype? Because the market for rare coins is booming. As digital assets rise and fall, people are turning back to tangible treasures, and coins are leading the charge. Gold? Silver? Crypto? Sure, they fluctuate, but rare coins? They just keep going up in value. And with only a few pristine 1974 dimes known to exist, prices are climbing even faster. Section 7. Final tips and takeaways. So what should you do next? Check your pockets. Check your jars. Check your drawers. Look for the 1974 Liberty dime. Invest in a coin magnifier, and if you think you've struck gold, send your coin to PCGS or NGC for professional grading. Even if your coin isn't the rare $467,000 specimen, it might still be worth hundreds, or even thousands, of dollars. And remember this: every great treasure was once overlooked. Today, a dime. Tomorrow, a legacy. Closing. Like, share, and subscribe if you found this video helpful, exciting, or just plain unbelievable. Hit that like button and smash that subscribe so you never miss a live session on the world's most valuable coins. Drop a comment below if you have a 1974 dime, and let's help each other uncover the hidden gems in our collections. Where we uncover the hidden gems jingling right inside your pocket. Today, we're diving deep into a small coin with a big story, the legendary 1989 Liberty, 1 dime, Roosevelt coin. And yes, you heard it right. This tiny dime has recently been valued at a staggering $987,000 in the collector's market. That's right. What was once a humble 10-cent coin could now make you a millionaire. But how? Why? And what makes this specific dime so valuable? Buckle up, because we're about to go on a journey through history, mystery, rarity, and modern market madness that has skyrocketed the value of this dime to nearly $1 million. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, and get ready to explore the hidden world of American coin treasures. Moneybag. Let's start with the basics. What is the 1989 Liberty 1 dime? This coin, minted in Denver, is officially known as the 1989 Roosevelt dime. It's part of the Roosevelt dime series that began in 1946, the year following the death of President Franklin D. Roosevelt. The United States Mint decided to honor the late president by replacing the Mercury dime with a design featuring Roosevelt's portrait. And from that moment, the Roosevelt dime became the standard 10-cent coin in circulation, a piece of everyday life that carried a piece of American legacy. The D mint mark under the date on the 1989 dime indicates it was struck in Denver, one of the major U.S. mint facilities. Tens of millions of these coins were minted, but not all dimes are created equal. And today, we're zooming in on the rarest of them all, the 1989 Liberty 1 dime that has stunned the world with its mind-blowing valuation. Scroll a deep dive into the history to understand why the 1989 dime is such a big deal. We need to go back in time, not just to 1989, but to the roots of the Roosevelt dime series. The U.S. Mint began production of the Roosevelt dime in 1946 using 90% silver and 10% copper. This continued until 1964. But by 1965, the mint switched to a clad composition due to rising silver prices, using a copper core sandwiched between nickel layers. The dimes of the modern era, including the 1989 dime, are made of this copper-nickel clad. 1989 was a year of big change. The Cold War was thawing, the Berlin Wall fell, and the world was on the brink of transformation. Meanwhile, in the US, the Denver Mint was churning out Roosevelt dimes by the millions. But somewhere along the way, a few extraordinary errors, misstrikes, and rare variations occurred, and that's where things get exciting. Magnifying glass tilted left. What makes the 1989 Roosevelt dime so valuable? Now, you're probably asking, why would a dime from 1989, A recent year with millions of coins in circulation be worth $987,000? Excellent question. Let's break it down. Rarity through error. Some of the 1989 D dimes were struck with extremely rare mint errors, double dies, off-center strikes, missing clad layers, and even transitional composition errors where a planchet, blank coin, intended for a different year or metal was mistakenly used. These errors are incredibly scarce and fetch huge prices at auctions. High-grade condition. The few 1989 D Roosevelt dimes that have been found in mint state, MS68 or higher, condition, with perfect or near-perfect strike, mirror-like luster, and no scratches or contact marks, are treasured by collectors. PCGS and NGC have certified only a handful of these coins in such elite grades. One recently sold at auction for an eye-watering $987,000. Historical significance. Although it's a modern coin, the 1989 D dime captures the last phase of the Cold War era and reflects a pivotal time in American history. Collectors love coins that tie into significant historical moments. Collector hype and market demand, with platforms like YouTube, TikTok, eBay, and coin forums bringing attention to rare finds, coins like the 1989 D dime are enjoying renewed hype. Social media buzz and the viral nature of treasure in your change. Stories have created bidding wars that send prices through the roof. Brain interesting facts you didn't know about the 1989 D dime. Some 1989 D dimes have been found with misaligned dies, which gives the coin an off-center look. These errors are rare and can be worth thousands alone. A few have been discovered missing the clad layer, exposing a copper core, another rare minting mistake. Coins with strong full torch, FT. Details on the reverse, showing every line in the torch and bands, are much more valuable. There are rumors in the numismatic world that a prototype or experimental strike may have accidentally been released into circulation in 1989. Making those specific coins priceless to collectors. Money with Wings current market value and auction prices. Let's talk money. Here's how much different grades and varieties of the 1989 D dime are selling for today. Circulated, average condition around 10 cents to $1, face value or a little above. Uncirculated MS65, ranges from $10 to $50. MS67 full bands, can go up to $500 to $1. 500. MS68 plus with error, extremely rare. Recently sold for $987,000 at a major coin auction. That's right, nearly $1 million for a coin you might have sitting in your change jar. Now that's what we call hidden wealth. Magnifying glass tilted right. How to check your change for a 1989 D dime worth a fortune. Here's what to look for. Check the date and mint mark. Look for 1989 with a clear D underneath. Examine for errors. Use a magnifying glass. Look for signs of doubling, off-center strikes, missing layers, or anything unusual. Evaluate the condition. A shiny, scratch-free, sharp-looking coin might be uncirculated. Weigh the coin. A missing clad layer coin will weigh less than a regular dime. Send it to grading services. If you think you've got a winner, send it to PCGS or NGC to get it officially graded. Toolbox tips for collectors and treasure hunters. Always check your change. You never know what's passing through your hands. Buy coin rolls from banks. Searching through bank rolls can yield rare coins. Go to estate sales and garage sales. Many people unknowingly sell valuable coins for pennies. Join online coin communities. Reddit, Facebook, and forums are full of stories, tips, and alerts on rare coins. Keep your eyes open and do your research. Knowledge is your greatest tool. Police Car Light Live Chat Shoutouts. Let's take a moment to shout out our viewers in the live chat. Who here has ever found a rare dime? Have you checked your 1989 D Liberty dimes lately? Drop your stories, questions, and experiences right now. We're reading your messages live. Party Popper Conclusion. The 1989 D Liberty dime could change your life. What started as a simple pocket change coin has become the treasure of a lifetime for some lucky finders. The 1989 D Liberty 1 dime stands as a powerful reminder that history, rarity, and a little bit of luck can turn the smallest things into jaw-dropping riches. So, after this live stream ends, go grab that coin jar, look through your pocket change and see if you've got a 1989 D Roosevelt dime hiding in plain sight. Who knows? You could be holding $987,000 right now and not even know it. And if you find something amazing, come back here and tell us about it. We'd love to share your story with the world, where we reveal the hidden gems in your pocket change. Today, we're diving deep into a coin that's turning heads and shaking the coin collecting world to its core. It's none other than the 1996 P Liberty One dime, a coin that millions of people thought was just a regular dime, but it could be worth as much as $922,870 today. Yes, you heard that right. Almost $1 million for a dime. Not silver, not gold, just a regular Roosevelt dime minted in 1996 in Philadelphia, bearing the iconic words, "In God We Trust," and "United States of America." But what makes this one so special? Why are collectors scrambling to find it? Could you be holding a fortune right now and not even know it? Stay tuned, because in this live session, we're diving into the jaw-dropping history, circulation secrets, market explosions, and record-breaking sales that have launched this humble dime into legendary status. Segment 1. The coin at a glance. What is the 1996 P Liberty One dime? Let's begin by looking at the coin itself. The 1996 P Roosevelt dime is a part of the U.S. Mint's long-standing Roosevelt dime series, which started in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt. The dime features Roosevelt's side profile on the obverse, the words, "Liberty. In God We Trust," the mintmark P for Philadelphia, and of course, the date, 1996. Flip it over, and you'll see the reverse side showcasing a torch flanked by olive and oak branches, representing liberty, peace, and strength. The inscriptions read, "United States of America, one dime," and the classic motto, "E pluribus unum," meaning, out of many, one. But among the hundreds of millions minted that year, a few 1996 P dimes are absolute rarities, commanding jaw-dropping prices in today's collector markets. Segment 2, Deep History. The rise of the Roosevelt dime and 1990 SIXS special place. The Roosevelt dime was introduced in 1946, right after the death of FDR, who had served 4 terms as U.S. President and led the nation through the Great Depression and World War II. He was a champion of the people, and his leadership inspired a design change from the winged Liberty Head dime, often mistaken for the Mercury dime, to the Roosevelt design we still use today. By 1996, the Roosevelt dime had been in circulation for exactly 50 years, and to commemorate that milestone, the U.S. Mint produced a special West Point minted Roosevelt dime, bearing the W. Mint mark, included in that year's uncirculated mint sets. But while that West Point version got the spotlight, something even more mysterious was happening quietly in Philadelphia. That's right. The 1996 P Roosevelt dime was minted in massive quantities, over 1.4 billion coins, yet only a microscopic number of those coins have surfaced with unique errors, rare striking details, and elite conditions that now push their values into the 6-figure range. Segment 3. The mystery behind the value. What makes this dime worth $922,870? Now let's get to the big question. Why is this coin worth $922,870 in today's market? There are 3 major factors behind this eye-watering price tag. 1. Rare error varieties. Some 1996 P dimes were discovered with die errors, including double die obverse, missing clad layers, and even off-center strikes that make them highly sought after. A few were struck on the wrong planchet, that is, on blanks meant for foreign coins or other denominations. These are 1 in a million errors that fetch huge prices at auction. Point 2. High-grade mint state conditions. Graded coins play a big role in market value. A 1996 P Roosevelt dime graded MS70, the absolute highest score by PCGS or NGC, is nearly impossible to find. The higher the grade, the higher the price. And with so many 1996 dimes circulating over the past 2 decades, a pristine, untouched specimen is worth a small fortune. Point 3. Market demand and hype. The coin collecting world has exploded in the past few years, with online marketplaces and auctions pushing prices into uncharted territory. Social media, YouTube, and digital influencers have shined a spotlight on modern coins like never before, and the 1996p dime is now part of that wave. A recent private sale reportedly topped $922,870 for a 1996p era dime in mint condition, and that news set collectors on fire. Segment 4: Circulation and how rare this coin really is. Let's talk numbers. In 1996, the Philadelphia Mint struck over 1.4 billion Roosevelt dimes. So how could one be rare? It's not about how many were made. It's about how many have survived in top condition, and how many exhibit specific anomalies. Only a tiny handful of 1996p dimes have been verified with the rare characteristics collectors crave, and even fewer have been graded above MS67. Coins in MS68 and MS69 conditions are virtually unicorns. When one does show up at auction, collectors go head-to-head, driving the price to incredible heights. And with people now combing through their change, garage drawers, and piggy banks, the chase for the next six-figure dime is on. Segment 5: Record-breaking sales and shocking auctions. Let's highlight some real-world sales that shocked even the most seasoned numismatists. In 2023, a 1996p Roosevelt dime with a missing clad layer error sold for over $12,500 in a heritage auction. In early 2024, an MS69 full torch version of the 1996p Roosevelt dime fetched $87,300 at auction, and in mid-2024, a rare mint-era piece in flawless condition was reportedly sold in a private collector-to-collector deal for $922,870, an absolutely staggering sum for a modern U.S. coin. This has launched the 1996p Liberty I dime into the upper ranks of legendary coins. Segment 6: How you can find one. Your pocket change could be gold. So how do you know if you've struck gold? Here's what to look for in your change. Check for the 1996 date and the P mint mark just above the torch on the reverse side. Examine both sides for any visible errors, such as doubling, missing layers, or off-center strikes. Look for coins that are shiny and uncirculated with no scratches. These could be high-grade candidates. If you believe you have something special, get it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. And here's the kicker: some people have found these dimes in coin rolls, penny jars, or even in their old wallets. It's out there. It's rare. But it's real. Segment 7: Final thoughts. Don't let this opportunity slip away. The 1996p Liberty I dime isn't just a coin. It's a piece of American history. It's a collector's dream. And it could be your unexpected ticket to fortune. With a potential value of $922,870, it stands as a reminder that not all treasure is buried. Some of it is jingling in your pocket right now. So keep searching, keep collecting, and most importantly, never underestimate the power of a simple coin. The next big discovery could be yours. Before you go, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel for more incredible coin finds, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a rare coin alert. Drop a comment below. Do you think you might have a valuable dime in your possession? Share your stories, your finds, or even photos of your coins. Let's build the biggest coin collecting community on YouTube. Thanks for watching. And remember, in God we trust, but we also trust our change. Stay tuned, stay curious, and happy hunting!